Hi guys, it's Mary McIntyre. Welcome back to my channel. Sorry I didn't have a video last week. Oh gosh. I've always intended to do another bloom coaster video. Last week I needed this room to do Zoom meetings every day for my day job, so I couldn't kind of have a project that needed me to have this room empty and ventilating while the resin cured. So Friday night last week I sat down and had a play doing some UV resin projects, and every single one of them went wrong, like every single one of them. So it wasn't even a case of having a video where a couple of things didn't quite go right but something to show at the end. It was just a literal disaster. So yeah, on top of that, in the last 9 days I've had a cold, an ear infection, urinary tract infection, and today spent 2.5 hours in a dentist chair having some work done at the back of the bottom of one of my molars. So I'm done. It's been a lot this week. So I'm actually really excited to be in here and making something pretty again. So it was supposed to be 2 videos ago, but in my last video I made my very first attempt at doing a bloom. Something funky happened with some of the pigments. So as last time, I'm going to use the Apex High Gloss Finish resin because it's got a higher heat resistance than other resins and therefore better for coasters. I'm using a different brand of colour pigments. I got these for Christmas. There's nothing written on them other than colour pigment, that's it. I've tested them with some alcohol and they are alcohol based, so hopefully they'll work. I've given them a really good shake. I don't know whether that was the issue last time, I hadn't shaken them enough, but some of the pigments just didn't behave how I expected. So hopefully they will work, and I've chosen a variety of colours there. I'm going to use more white this time because there wasn't quite enough white last time, I don't think. And on top of that, I'm not going to fill these right up. I hadn't really realised that when these pigments, like the front of these coasters is fine, but the back of them, the other ones I made, there's some of them are still a little bit sticky and they're a bit bumpy. So when you stack them on top of each other, they stick together, which is not great. It's actually marked, this one. It's left indentations. It's just not really very good. I'm going to have to back those. I'm going to have to put a layer on the back of them. So what I'm going to do this time, instead of filling these right up, I'm going to leave a bit of a gap so I can put a black background on, or a clear, depending what mood I'm in. I'm thinking black this time for a change. I may actually do the same with the other ones and just paint PVA around the fronts. So that's what I'm doing. I've got a micro brush here to just go round and get air bubbles out from the corners. I've got my dotting tool to do the dragging. This time when I put the colours down, I'm going to try and keep all the dots in groups of 6 so that I've got a memory of where I've dragged in and where I drag out, because I got completely confused last time. I also do have my thermometer here. Last time I think I left the resin a bit too long before pouring, so I'm not going to do that this time. As soon as my resin hits 32 degrees, I'm going to pour. So more or less the same as last time, just a couple of little tweaks and we'll see what results we get. I was really happy with the last results for my first go, but there is always room for improvement with these things. So I'm going to mix up my resin off camera. I of course will be wearing my PPE. Full half mask respirator, actually not a full mask, it's a half mask respirator. I've got my nitrile gloves and an apron. So once that resin is mixed up and is exothermic, I will come back and we can start pouring and have a go with these pigments. So let's get started. Okay, I don't think that one's going to cure. These are clearly not the kind of pigments I thought they were. So I stopped after that one, and these look okay. I may possibly have used too much white, but we'll have to wait and see. At least they've spread out and look like they're doing the job. So I had resin left over, so I've just used these large key fob moulds to do some small blooms in there. I've still got my mask on, so that's why I'm muffled. Okay, so let's keep everything crossed that at least 3 of these coasters will cure, because I honestly don't think this one will. But we'll have to wait and see. It's been 24 hours since I poured the back onto these. There was not quite enough black pigment in here, I don't think, but we'll see how they look. So I'm going to do the key rings first. I kept an eye on these for ages and popped any bubbles, and obviously one has appeared on the back of this one when I wasn't in the room, so that's kind of annoying. But yeah, these are going to be chunky key rings, but I think they'd be a really cute kind of bag charm keyring type thing. When I ordered these, I expected them to be quite a lot smaller than they are, so it was a good place to use up some of the leftover resin. So I'm excited to see how these look. The thing about blooms is you really don't know what you're going to get until you turn them over, so I am excited. As usual, hopeless at figuring out how much resin I need for a project, so I've ended up with tons of extra here. Okay, let's have a look at them. Oh wow! Oh, that was just a... This is not a bloom. I had some leftover resin and I got some holographic pigment, so I have plans for these and some other bits in another video, so I'll put that aside. Oh my goodness, these are amazing. Oh, I'm so happy with those. Wow. Wow. Look. Oh my goodness. Need to do a bit of trimming on the edge of one of those. Oh my goodness. I thought I had too much white pigment this time. Oh my god. That's incredible. Okay, I really hope that the coasters have come out as nicely as that, because they are gorgeous. Especially because of the panic I had when that pigment didn't behave how I expected it to, and I was flapping. I was massively flapping because I needed to get some pigment that I knew was going to work and get them in the moulds quickly. So even though there's not quite enough black in the back of these, it's actually enough. There's enough to give them that contrast, which I really like. Oh, please let these coasters be as nice as that. Oh my god. Okay, there is some blobbing here. I expected that where I slipped. Now this one has cured. I have no idea what was going on with that pigment, so I wasn't expecting that to look like the others. But it's still a sort of chaotic bloom, I guess. Oh, the blobbing again on that one has spoiled it. That's a shame. That one's really nice. Okay, partial success. I think given the fact that this pigment just was not behaving how it should, I don't think that one's actually too bad. It's not as good as the key rings. Weirdly, the key rings are just so much better. But I still think they're beautiful. I'm going to add some keychains to these. I got a load more of these for Christmas and for my birthday, so triangular pieces even fit this. Ooh, that's going to be tight. I don't know if they're big enough. I don't know, that doesn't look like the right solution. Okay, the heavy duty pinch bails are strong enough. I really struggle to even open and close these with my pliers, so I'm pretty sure they will hold, and the keyring triangle shape thing fits perfectly. And I did go with a tassel in the end. I think it does add a little bit of extra something. I love these. I'm so happy with them. They are chunky as a keyring though, I have to say, but I think they're so beautiful. I'm so happy with how the keyrings turned out in particular. Okay, that was the chaotic one. So considering the nightmare I had with that, it could be worse. It could be worse. A few blobs on this one, which is a real shame because that would have been gorgeous had I not blobbed that white. Down here we have a few blobs on there as well. Sorry, it's sunny and the resin's very shiny. So yeah, there are a few blobs there, but the bloom itself is really pretty. That's probably the best of the coaster blooms. Absolutely gorgeous. It's just amazing how three-dimensional these look. They're just amazing. For only my second go, I know exactly what went wrong. I'm ignoring the weird pigment thing that happened. Me blobbing the white is what has slightly ruined these, and that is my mistake. Yeah, I think the amount of white pigment could come down a notch, but it was me spilling the pigment that made these blobs. But they're so three-dimensional. It's just, I can really see how this technique is so addictive. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and next week's video is going to be my Valentine's collab with Claire's Crafty Corner, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the Valentine's fun next week. Take care guys, see you in the next one. Bye for now.